because it always takes a minute. Come on. Almost there. I know you are YouTube, but what am I? Come on. There we go. All right, we're live now. Good morning, everyone. This is Captain MKG here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning for our usual Monday morning live stream. Today we're going to be streaming some city skylines for a little bit, and I'm also joined here by LDG. Oh, he might be out of range. Hey, good morning, Yorktown, 47 Yorktown. Cheers, bud. Cheers.
Oh, damn mute button. Hello, everyone.
There he is. Hey, LDG. Thanks for joining me this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Feeling much better this morning. Man, did I get a freaking sleep last night? Oh. Good man. Good man needs a good sleep so they can wake up in the morning and get along his day.
Yep. Were you getting into some kind of shenanigans last night, LGG?
Shenanigans. Yeah, a little bit of shenanigans last night. See, now, I got these friends that like to hang out in the underground. And, they're a little rile-ish bunch of people, I like to think. Good friends of mine. I wouldn't do anything to harm them whatsoever until I put my foot up their ass, which I did last night. Little conversation last night where, for some reason, one of my friends was advertising that you cannot lie to a police officer. And I said, listen, I'm all for free speech, but when you say something that's as ridiculous as that, I got to say something. Now, it was 3 against 1. We had 3 of my friends thinking for some reason you cannot lie to a police officer. I had to interject and let them know, yes, you can. Matter of fact, it's your God-given right to lie to whoever and whatever the fuck you want, as long as you're not advertising or under the assumption that you have to be telling the truth in the first place. So I told him, I said, no. If you're not under arrest or in an investigation or in being detained where you have to tell the truth or plead the fifth, if it's just a random occurrence that you happen to bump into a cop and he asks you a question, you gotta tell him a goddamn thing. You can tell him whatever you want, and you are protected under the law. Now, we fought about this a little bit, go back and forth, and of course, my 3 friends, and I won't name names, Mr. Lawndale, won't name names, Timothy Christ, I won't name names, Darren Wagner. All 3 of them railed me for a good half an hour on how stupid that was. That I was dead wrong. So I went ahead and you see, now this is a cool thing because I got lots of friends here and there, upside down and right. I got my good old friend Danny Graham to come into the underground last night. Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat, great channel. Make sure you check him out. And I messaged Danny. I said, Danny, I need some help. I need to clear the minds of 3 lost souls that don't seem to understand what the First Amendment is. And luckily, within 5 minutes, he was there. He came in. Couldn't believe it. Glad I caught him on a day off or something. Actually, he was about to go on a stream, but he's a good friend, so he took 5 minutes to come and ask to help me out. And I asked Danny, I said, "You're a police officer?" "Yes, sir." I said, You've been a fine police officer for many years. I take you as a creditable source for anything that's related to police officer, law enforcement. And I asked Danny, I said, Danny, you gotta help me out. I got a small little issue with these 3 fools. Can you or can you not lie to a police officer as long as you're not under arrest or being detained or in any kind of formal investigation? You know what he said?
What did
If
he
a
say?
cop comes and asks you, "Hey, what you doing? Who are you?" and you're not under arrest and you're not being detained. It's a random question. Cop sees you walking across the street and just randomly asks, "Hey, who are you?" First thing you got to say is, "Sir, am I being detained?" The police officer says, "No, you're not being detained." You could tell that police officer, "You're Peter fucking Pan." You don't have to tell him a goddamn thing. Now you can tell him nothing.
Right.
You can tell him whatever you want. Now that was fun because at that moment, my three friends grew a little bit. Their minds grew a little bit because they finally know the truth. Now they admit that they would never. The second part was saying they would never lie to a police officer so even in that situation. I have a hard time believing that because I've been there, done that, and I know for a fact it's hard to say for a guaranteed fact of whatever you would do in a particular situation because when you're with a cop, a million things could be going on. You never know what that cop can catch you in the middle of doing, whether or not you want to be telling the truth to that officer. So I don't know about that, but at least they were enlightened. They were enlightened on the rules of free speech and that even the cops are not above the law.
If anything, they're subject to it just like the rest of us. And one of the most ways to equalize the playing field, so to speak.
There you had it last night in the underground. LDG was right with the random statement. You can have scrambled omelets. You can lie to a police officer.
Scrambled omelets? Isn't that just an omelet?
No, not actually. No, you can have a scrambled egg omelet. You just scramble some eggs, you make an omelet, you throw the scrambled eggs in or on top of that omelet, and you have yourself a scrambled egg omelet.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
These are the random, common sense, random things of the day that I like to say every now and then. Make you want to think, expand your horizons. Realize the existence of possibilities. I enjoy it.
Hey, I'm enjoying it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have you up here.
But it just goes to show you, if you do question me, man, you better have your ducks in a row. Darren, Tim, and Mr. Londell. Because I'm packing some truth. Yeah, man. Anyway, so that was fun last night. I almost did a LDG was right stream, but I didn't want to push it down on them too hard because I already told them, I said, the next time if we ever meet in person, each and every one of you owe me a lunch from that one. Give me a half an hour of hell just to be proven wrong, stomped down by the law itself.
Yeah. Well, I should be checking out the underground more often. It's a place I haven't been in a while.
Yeah, I haven't been like a week. That's all. Come around.
I've been busy.
Yeah, you've been busy. It's fine. Ain't no the underground isn't supposed to be a place where someone thinks they need to be there 24/7.
No,
if you can only come once a week, hey man, that's cool. You can only come once a month. That's cool too.
Not 24/7, just 12/5.
Yeah, just 12/5. I mean, you ain't got to be like Timothy Christ, who's there like beyond 24/7.
Sorry, I missed out. Good morning, Bird.
Hello, world.
Bird.
Bird 035, Kapla. Good morning.
Bird. Good morning. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Why is LDG talking with a funny accent?
I've learned over the time to just not ask questions anymore.
Exactly. Good man.
As long as I know if there's going to be, a boob flash anywhere, just let me know ahead of time so that way I can remove you, put you backstage, see the boobs, and then come back. But
The only boobs I woke up to this morning were my own. Unfortunately.
Yes, I know the feeling all too well. I'm going on 4 months, so circumstances.
4 months of what? You got a girlfriend, I thought.
I do, but the problem is with kids and they're starting school. It's been a very hectic time just to try to find any time.
That's why you should start closet time. When kids go in the closet, you know, they have fun. They pretend they're in a spaceship or something. Let them use their imagination.
I would,
No,
unfortunately.
but there's no guarantee that they're gonna stay put.
You lock the closet from the outside, and everybody's happy.
I would. Unfortunately, she's a therapist, so the whole locking kids in the closet thing might not fly with her.
No, I think if anything, it's guaranteeing her future business.
Now you could just make it a little bit more safer and just tell the kids you're gonna play hide and go seek, and then not to move, and we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
find
need
you.
therapy the more you keep talking like that. Can you talk like you normally speak, please?
What are you talking about? Freaking the man who has his own freaking accents there, Osseo Prey. And I'm loving this. You're not liking that, huh? All right, I got payback. So if you ever do Osseo Prey again, you talk about my accent. Bird, you talking about my accent is calling the kettle black or whatever that saying
Yeah,
is.
the kettle is black. I hate to tell you, it's black. You don't make no white kettles.
No,
at least they didn't
kettles.
used to.
Yeah, until now.
When that
they just did it out of
expression was
spite.
made.
Well,
Now you
I'm
get a
just working
fucking
on
kettle
something.
from China for 99 cents made out of fucking lead.
Ugh. No thanks.
Lead and arsenic.
Oh, super. Just what I want to drink and eat. Lead and arsenic. Sounds like a picnic.
2 of the 4 major food groups right there.
Yep.
Welcome, 47.
Let's see.
Very nice city you got going there.
Thanks, boss. Hey, VK Dan. Good morning. I did get your message, by the way. I just want to have time to absorb it and reply back to it. So just so you know, I didn't miss it. Yeah, Bert, I'm just trying to do things a little bit slowly, trying to see if I can keep things balanced in the city, and mostly just keep the traffic jam at a minimum. So at least the main access is going over smoothly for the most part. See, trash.
Yeah, traffic is the main issue in a game like this.
Yeah, yes. Oh, Dan's gonna hop in. Cool beans. Let's see, another one of these. Thankfully, the industries don't care. Built that there. Should have water. Yep. Focus on its more power.
Oh boy.
16, just to get that going. It's fine for now. Some extra work in there. Get that out. Speed things up. Coffee break. yeah, eventually, the coffee will kick in and I'll be just yammering away here at a mile a minute. But let's see. So I want to maximize the district usages. So for the autumn district, ooh. Here's what we can do. Autumn district policies. Can you see area? No. No loud noise at night? No. Bike ban on sidewalks? No, okay, dick. Combustion engine, filter industrial waste. Could do that. Outside connections in the area can handle more vehicles carrying tourists, increasing. Oh, not that. Strong presence in the city. Reduce residential tax income by 2%. Yeah. All right, so there's no policies I want to do here. However, the Pine Hills, Old Town, what is this? Only residents and businesses can use the area for motor vehicles, ban other motor traffic. I think that's. Oh, let's do encourage biking. Oh, another guest. Hey, Andy.
What's up?
Nothing much. Just chilling out in the city.
Wayne and my good friend, Mr. MP Cake.
In the city.
Take your pills, Andy.
Yeah, well, that's why I hit the snooze button.
It's okay. I still got to take mine, so. Anyway. Gotta work on getting this area populated. There's not enough workers. Of course there's not. Let's just paint this. This is being a pain in the ass.
I haven't actually felt like I got this much rested sleep in I cannot tell you how long.
You too?
Yeah, well, yesterday, I've been struggling with sleep quite some time now. And yesterday, I think I woke up at I got woke up at 3 or something like that. I got woke up at 2. I got woke up at 4. I was exhausted. I waited till 7, took my medicine. I'm going back to sleep because I'm about ready to fall over on this desk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up at 9 and took my meds. And then I ended up, I don't know, it was about, 12, 1 o'clock. And it was like 12 o'clock. And I laid back down because I was like, I'm too fucking tired. And then, woke up at 5 and I was like, holy shit, I actually feel good. Went to bed at 11 last night. Other than waking up a couple times like I normally do to go to the bathroom, I was able to go right back to sleep. Remember that bed jet thing I told you about that helps with cold sweats or night sweats?
Yeah, and actually, hang on a sec. Hey, BK Dan.
How are you?
Doing all right yourself?
Not too bad. My just got a little switched around. That's why. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
I'm going out about 11 today Eastern instead of around 9. So.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Anyways, NB Geek, you were saying about the bed jet, right?
Yeah. So I woke up I don't know, about 2:33, or actually about 3:30, and I started having night sweats, and I was like, I wasn't gonna have the jet going on because the weather was really cold outside. I was like, I can't even have the windows open. But then I was like, oh shit, wait a minute, I forgot about the dry mode. So I turned that thing on, just turned the heat up to like 75, and oh my god, yeah. For the most part, no sweats. It really helps keep me dry because if I hadn't done that, I would have just woken up and soaked clothes and sheets again.
Yeah.
I hate the way that feels. Because then you get out of bed and you feel like you're freezing.
Then you try and get back into bed, and it feels even worse because you're just freezing upon freezing because all the
Yeah.
sheets are all wet. So it's like,
or,
great.
or even worse, just sticking to the streets.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that too. That too. So I finally trimmed up the sides here. That was long overdue.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I saw those photos. They look nice, man.
Thank you.
looks good. Yeah, does.
Yeah, it was long overdue. I kept, I don't know, for some reason I just kept putting it off, and then finally I was like, okay, I'm tired of looking like a scrub. So I want to get this to grow longer, just about
Yep.
maybe back down to where it was down here. But this side here back down to here. But yeah, I'm gonna keep the sides pretty much at a 3 guard.
Okay.
Had the 5 and I did the 5 and I was kind of like, yeah, nah, let's just go down a little more to the 3 guard.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
myself use my trimmer. It looks like a permanent 5 o'clock shadow.
Well, the camera's not picking it up. This
No,
is not
no,
actually.
really. See, like a permanent 5 o'clock shadow going on.
How often do you have to trim your mustache line? I have to do mine at least once a week.
About every 3 days or so.
Oh yeah.
I start
Otherwise
tasting my
you start-
coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, you wait too long, you start eating your mustache.
I call it my coffee filter.
Yeah, yesterday I was exhausted. Although I did finish Deadwood all the way for all 3 seasons in the movie, not all in one day,
Okay.
but I was watching over the span of 3 weeks, and fuck, that was a great show.
I'm about
How was
halfway
my
through
clip?
season 4 of Babylon 5 again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Steven and Marcus
Is
just
that
got
the
to
one
Mars.
where that's the one? It was the Year of Fire
Yes.
for the opening. Yeah.
Yeah. Steven and Marcus just got to Mars.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep. And Garibaldi
What am
just
I-
got approached by Egger's men.
One of my what was it? One of my personal favorites. I mean, there were certain really good lines, and actually some of the best lines were actually by like Ivanova and Delenn.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Ivanova is like, just remember, Ivanova is always right. You will listen to Ivanova. Ivanova is God.
No, she just said one of my favorite lines in this episode I'm watching right now.
Which one's
It was after they broke away, and they were trying to get the smugglers to bring in parts for ships and whatnot. And she said, we'll assist you if somebody jumps out and whatnot, and that'll reduce your accidents. And she said, one guy said, my pilots still have accidents. I'll make sure they do.
I think one of my favorite lines from Delenn. Babylon 5 is under Minbari protection. Leave now or be destroyed. Negative. We have jurisdiction here. Do not force us to engage. Why not? Only one human captain has survived battle with the Minbari. He is behind me. You are in front of me. If you value your lives, be somewhere else. I always get chills hearing her
It's
say
the
that.
way she says it too. Be
Mhm.
somewhere else.
She's just matter of fact.
Yep.
She's like, you might want to remember how the last war ended with you going up against us. He's the only guy.
Yep.
Some really great lines in there. But yeah, Delenn and yeah, it's like, oh my God, yeah. Only recently have we got strong female women. I'm like,
Bullshit.
these women, I mean, most of these women were really strong.
Yes.
But even Ivanova being strong, she still could be feminine and vulnerable, especially, it was heartbreaking when she's like, she's talking to her dad, and they had an estranged relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the context of it, it was perfect. It's not because he just was mad because she was a woman going into Earth Force. It's because his son died.
Mm-hmm. Had just
In the
died.
war.
Yeah, had just died in the war. Yeah, and she went in after that.
I mean, the context of writing. I mean, one of my favorite things was, even though Michael Straczynski is an atheist,
Mm-hmm.
he understood the importance of cultural religions. And one of the nice lines was during that, they were talking about the religions and stuff. And it seemed like most of them, they had kind of like, a monolithic, everybody kind of pretty much believed the same religion. And then he introduces them to Earth, and he's like, here's
A
an
lot of
atheist.
50 people. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of. And somebody goes, well, he started out with the atheist. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you making such? What does it matter who started first? Maybe you went in alphabetical order.
Right.
But yeah, I always thought that was so. I thought, man, that's beautiful.
That was rated season 1 with Sinclair.
Yes, I almost quit watching when I heard he wasn't coming back, and then when I found out about after Michael O'Hare died, and you find out what really happened, you're like, oh God, this is so heartbreaking.
Yeah. I never really got into the behind the scenes stuff.
I found out about that a few years ago, but it wasn't until after Michael O'Hare passed where he told Straczynski what was going on, and he's like, I'll take it to my grave. He goes, no, just take it to my grave. And he honored that. So that shows his integrity.
Yeah.
Not exactly a common thing in Hollywood.
In Hollywood, no, not really.
Yeah, it's a great series. I finally got it about 2 years ago on DVD. It was finally I got the entire collection plus all the movies except for the Rangers, which I'm going to be honest is not. I don't consider that a loss.
I didn't like it at all. I didn't really like it because it didn't really follow continuity.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. So if you ever
I was,
watch it, you're not gonna miss much.
No, there's really nothing there. It was basically like a pilot, and it just, I don't think it really worked.
No, it didn't. As far as Babylon 5 goes, it's more blue ball episode.
What was that?
It's more like getting blue balls out of the episode. It's a teaser. It doesn't really go anywhere. Yeah.
And I did find out that all the characters that he would create, he actually had a plan for them if he had to get rid of the character or, the person left. He had an out for each character.
Oh, I believe it. He was that detailed. He was that detailed, yeah.
It was so interesting, the evolution of the characters, too. Shakar is basically made out as the antagonist but the cultural differences were so interesting. Only thing I wish is we could have known a little bit more about some of the other cultures.
Yeah.
Although I like the Drazi one. I like that one Drazi episode where Ivanova gets her foot broken.
Oh. I personally like who has green fights green. Fights purple. Who has purple fights green. Yes.
You are leader, but I'm human. Rules of other species have not been established yet. Okay, greens follow green leader.
Stuck in committee. Stuck in committee, he says.
Okay, greens follow green leader. So anybody not in going to the jail for assaulting an Earth Alliance officer are going to look absolutely beautiful in purple.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so intelligent too.
Yeah. How's
I
going
mean-
in your game, Captain?
But
How's going in your game?
it looks like it's going good. I'm just trying to do some middle managing on the road here, but otherwise, it's looking good.
Wait, stop. You're not going to want to do what you just did.
Why not?
Those roads, okay, so the two roads going in and then one goes left, one goes right. You want to make those bi-directional
Why is that? Because these
because
will
they're
get-
going to not have those buildings, those
Oh.
two rows of buildings are not going to have access to the commercial trucks.
Got it. Whoops, my bad.
Oh, I
Garbage
see what
trucks
he's
or
talking
anything like
about
that.
now.
There we go. Problem solved.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good idea. Don't get me wrong. I like it that way, but unless you had a U-turn somewhere before where you hit the highway, if you had a U-turn there, then you could do what you were doing. But if without the U-turn, a garbage truck would not be able to make it to the in place.
I see.
So yeah, when I was talking about restful sleep last night, I went to bed at 11, woke up, just a couple times to use the restroom, which is nothing new, but I was able to fall back asleep, kept the night sweats off, and woke up to go to the restroom again, and it was like 5:45, and I was like, okay, I can work with this.
Mhm.
I was like, I can work with this. This is fine.
It was about 3:30 for me. After I left you, Captain, I stayed awake for about another 10 or 15 minutes, and that was around 12:30 here, 12:30, 1 o'clock here, and 3:30 I woke up. Yeah, I could not get back to sleep.
God, I hate when that happens.
Oh,
Well, I took some melatonin last night.
yeah.
And that was the first time I'd taken it in a while. And I was like, okay, that worked. That was nice. I took it, right before I went to bed. And then I had my Australian Shepherd start barking at the door. I'm like, go away. It's like scratch, and I'm like, what do you want? As soon as she comes in, she jumps right out of the bed. I'm like, okay. I'm like, fine, just lay down. Get off my covers.
It's like you figure it out. Just figure your life out. Okay, there you go. Good job. Figured your life out. Let's all get some
Well,
sleep.
we don't call her a spaz for nothing. She can be very hyperactive, but that's okay. She's young, and so's our Bernese Mountain Dog. So of course they play a lot together.
Yeah.
And that's funny. My Mountain Dog, my two other dogs, my older ones, they lay on the chairs, the recliners I bought for my wife and I. Of course, I don't know what the hell we were thinking, because they basically just were like, "Oh, we're just gonna claim these." My Mountain Dog, he likes to sit on the floor.
Okay.
I think it's mainly because he's, by nature, he's a guard dog.
Okay.
Don't you need that second highway over there just a little bit longer to attach?
I do, but I have to graft it all anyways.
I'm about to play, after a while, I'm going to play Days Gone. Oh, interesting thing, guys. We did Today in History. And on this day in history was when the race to the South Pole was completed.
Da Vinci's Diary sold for $5 million. $5 million at London.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too. But what the hell happened here?
Uh-oh.
What'd you do, LDG?
Oh shit, did it work? Holy crap, it worked. Hello,
the hell
everybody.
did you
Welcome
do,
to the
shit?
LDG show. Sorry, MB, you must have been immune, but it's okay. I'll take 3 out of 4.
What are you doing fucking with another
So
person's
today,
What the hell happened there?
What the fuck?
LDG's fucking with you.
LDG's Project Prometheus is messing with my internet connection, apparently.
Oh, that's mine up too.
Yeah, more than one. But yeah, anyway. Sorry about that, guys. I was just fucking around.
Well, successfully, you did it.
Well, great. You know what happens when you fuck around? You find out.
Exactly.
What's the message
Not bad.
today?
All right, I'll close it down. Sorry.
Oh, it's my daughter.
Is that really you, LDG? Like what? I'm confused what happened.
No comment. Nothing. I honestly didn't expect it to work. Don't worry about it.
Good. Now that you know it works, don't do it again.
I got I need something for trolls. So
You
I'm
successfully
working
did
on
it.
something.
He
Yeah.
did nothing.
Oh, he did a lot. He did a little switcheroo thing going on. I was like, what the fuck? I was in mid-sentence, damn it! I even forgot what the hell I was saying.
Good shit.
Oh, please, honey, if you're going to call me and tell me you're sad, please be something relevant, and please don't let it be about your ex-boyfriend.
Like
Is your wife or your daughter? Who said what?
Talking about my daughter.
Oh. Yeah, that's going to roll over nicely. I hope she didn't hear you actually say that.
I'm chatting with her.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
she knows we don't want to hear about him. We've already made that clear. We got tired of it.
So it was just entertainment then?
No.
Because you don't get tired about stuff that matters. You only get tired about entertainment.
No, you get tired. No, you get tired when you tell your child, it's like, you know, you already done all the other stuff. It's like, why do you keep bothering? And when it's all the same shit over and over, you get to a point where you say, look, we're kind of tired of hearing about it. And we're not interested in hearing about your ex-boyfriend.
So you're telling me that sometimes when somebody keeps bringing the same thing up
Don't
over
get
and
down
over,
here. Don't question my parenting.
I have nothing to
That's
do with
the
your
road you don't want to
parenting.
go down.
There's nothing to do with your parenting. If you listen, care about your parenting. I already have my opinion about your parenting. I'm talking about someone talks about the same thing over and over again. Can get boring. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. NB.
No, it's not boring. It's the simple fact that it's drama we don't really want to deal with because it should have already been settled completely. But whatever.
Oh, that clarifies it. All right.
I mean, I'm not talking about a one-off. I'm talking about repetitively.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know I know exactly about repetitively. Ain't nothing worse than having to listen to the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
know I'm
okay,
not the only one.
No, I'm like, okay, I know we all love Star Trek and Star Wars, but it's like, come on. There's so many other sci-fi properties we could talk about or other things in entertainment. It doesn't always have to fall back to that.
That's true.
It's like Babylon 5, I don't mind talking about because that's still relatively, every now and again. Or Battlestar Galactica, Stargate.
Yeah. I really didn't get into Battlestar, believe it or not. Either one.
I was not a huge fan of the original.
Okay.
But I did love the re-image, but each their own.
Yeah, I didn't get it. It's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't get into it.
Yeah. Is what it is. So I was reading did anybody see Critical's Drinker? Everything, why Phase 4 sucks?
I haven't watched Critical's Thinker in a while.
It was really good. I was really laughing at it.
Matter of fact, YouTube hasn't even been suggesting him to me. I don't even think I've seen a thumbnail for him in months.
Oh wow.
To this thing.
On that note, I'll be
There
right
is.
back.
Yeah, no, that you mentioned it.
Please
I
don't
almost
push
forgot
yourself.
about him, for God's sakes.
I saw a thumbnail a couple 3 days ago for him.
He pops up
We
on
watched
mine. He pops up on mine quite regularly because he's one of the few
Yeah.
ones he's one of the few quote unquote bigger channels that I still follow entertainmentally. I don't really listen to most of the other ones because it's just the same shit over and over and over again.
Or repetitiveness. Sometimes it takes about 50 times before you listen. But last night we watched, thanks to good old Berto Pray 5, we watched, what did we watch? Free Enterprise.
Oh, R&B's Free Enterprise?
Yeah, the Robert Burnett movie.
Yeah. How was that?
It's okay. It's watchable.
I liked it.
It was worth a watch. I liked it.
Okay.
I mean, it did kind of, like, if you're looking for something that makes sense and has like a beginning, middle, and end, and maybe not so much, but
I mean, if you're tired of Star Trek, you might not like it because literally every scene and every quote is from Star Trek.
Well, I think
it's kind of like Lower Decks and how Lower Decks used to cram blueberries down our throat the first season.
Member berries.
Yeah. So I mean, they drop a lot of Star Trek stuff, like just everything. I mean, everything is just Star Trek, and then when you're done, even more Trek with a little bit of Star Wars. Put in there just for
good.
good.
Enjoyed that I watched a couple months ago was The Founder, which is how Kroc got McDonald's into becoming, the big business it is now.
There's an excellent video called McFraud that I've been posting in places this last week, and it talks about how the Monopolies game at McDonald's for 10 years turns out it was just a giant scam.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Well, I got my TV
yes, it was.
and I got them. Every time I won something, I got it.
Well, okay, but all the major prizes, the $1 million, the sports cars, all of those were handpicked by a security guard, basically. And for 10 years, he decided who won. And only when he got arrested did he used knowledge he had to turn in the company that had actually hired him, they were making sure nobody could win. Well, I don't want to give it away, but he used he used knowledge he had of the company screwing over the public to reduce his own sentence, even though he himself was in bed with the mob and screwing over everybody. He actually wasn't the worst criminal because he did kind of feel bad. So like sometimes he would give winning tickets to charities to kind of make up for the fact that he was screwing everybody else over. Like he gave $1 million to a children's hospital once.
I knew damn well I was never gonna. I didn't believe I was ever gonna win one of those major prizes. I just played for fun. But what was it called, Bird? McFraud?
McFraud, and
what's it on?
On YouTube.
Oh.
It's like a 20-minute video. It's not particularly long. 25 minutes.
That's perfect. Let's see if I can't find it.
Hey, Bird, where'd you find Free Enterprise?
I bought it.
Okay.
And then I used some help to find a copy I could stream, but it's not on any. It's not available for streaming in the United States.
This looks interesting. Yeah, I found it. McFraud
Okay.
Monopoly scam, 10 years of lies.
Yeah. Like
Well, hey, I got
Kira
a free
TV.
13-inch TV out of it, and I think I had that damn thing for like 15 years.
$13-inch.
Yeah, 13-inch TV.
It's a little tiny thing.
That's like a calculator.
Yeah, no shit.
Hey, dumb shit.
Back in the day, those were the. I
Yeah,
had a
think about the
13-inch TV in my
time.
bedroom.
Well, that's where it was. I mean, think about it, man. That look at the years years they were doing that stuff. You know, context. Nowadays, nobody wants anything less than a 27-inch. I think if I go up to Walmart right now, what is it? It's like 72-inch plus, and I'm like, I don't need a TV that freaking big. I'm like, you start getting too big. I'm like, I might as well just get a projector and a screen.
Up in the Adirondacks house, I think we had to barely fit a 17-inch. It was made for a 13-inch, but we barely were able to fit a 17-inch for the living room because it was, made in 1978. Nobody was expecting to be a 25-inch TV.
Well, I thought I was thinking about this some years ago. I was talking with my wife. I was like, when I started out, my grandfather had a Commodore 64, and we were probably one of the few people actually could afford a computer. Well, actually, he could afford it. And I started thinking about all the electronic devices that we now have in the house. And I actually sat down one time and figured out how many damn devices we have connected to our internet. And I was like, okay, why do we have this connected? Why do we have this connected? Why is this connected? It's like, well, nobody uses it. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It still sends out transmissions, so it's still using data.
Yeah, it does.
So I started shutting those things off. So I was like, wait a minute, what? We have a Roku and a smart TV, but both are on the internet. Why? It's like the Blu-ray player is on the internet. Why? And I had to start turning those things off because I was like, okay, no wonder we're having bottleneck issues. I'm still waiting. Hopefully in the next year we get fiber optic down here from my internet provider so I can get off this line of sight.
Line of sight?
Yeah, our internet is through line of sight. The line of sight means we have a cable going out to basically a satellite dish that is pointed towards a tower that has the receiving dish that is on top of the water tower over here.
I see.
Well, it was either that or pretty much nothing.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to get satellite, and I'm like, no, I've seen. It's like they charge by the gigabits. And I'm like, in my house, yeah, that'd be like a $600-700 freaking bill.
Yeah. Jesus.
Actually, I do need to get a cell phone booster because I'm lucky if I can get 2 bars.
Oh, wow.
And we get a lot of drop calls. So I've been researching cell phone extenders where I can, put that on the house. And because I've been able to check, I found the site where I can, find all the towers.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like, I don't understand why we don't have one out here. Well, we do have some. I mean, the closest one is 5 miles away. But I think I don't know, the service just doesn't get out here very well. And then the next one is about 15 miles away.
So how recently did you get off the party line for a telephone? Sounds like it was that far.
I actually do not think we have not thought about getting a lay in line. No, I'm dead serious. We are considering it. If the cell phone extender doesn't work out, we're going to get a phone line in.
No, I'm saying party line. Do you remember the party lines?
Yeah, I remember them. Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember that. Hadn't thought about that in God knows how long.
Yeah, my grandmother's house, about 3 miles to the nearest store. That was a little mom and pop store. You know where Camp Yago is in Rhode Island?
No, never been
Okay.
there. Never been there.
95 North in Rhode Island, exit
Okay.
2. Do you know where that is?
I know where 95. I know where 95 goes.
Okay. This is about. Can you picture in your head where Providence is?
Yes.
Okay. About 30 miles southwest of Providence.
Ah.
There's a Boy Scout camp there. The biggest Boy Scout camp in New England. My grandmother's house butts right up against it. Yeah. They were still on party lines when I was a little kid. They didn't get cable up there until I was like 12 or 13.
My grandfather, when they moved to their new house in my hometown of Granite City, which is a steel mill town,
Mm-hmm.
that area could not get cable, so they had to get satellite. Now, understand this: we're not talking modern day satellite. We're talking big ass fucking dish that to change the channel, you have to wait for that thing to turn. And only one TV can get one channel.
Yep.
So if you have you have 3 TVs connected to it, all 3 of them are going to be watching whatever somebody else is watching.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man.
I remember the big old antennas. They had to sit on the outside of the house and turn them. Did you get a reception?
Yep.
One of my neighbors where I grew, in my neighborhood where I grew up, was like that.
I remember when my son get up to change the channel with a CRT with rabbit ears with aluminum foil wrapped around it.
I was about 8 years old. CRT, the color tube blue, so they could do color tube. I remarked when the repairman came and put it in, "Hey, Kermit's green again." I was like 7. Yeah.
My first game system, it wasn't really a game system, was the Commodore 64.
I had an NAS. I had a Atari 2600.
Yep, had both of those.
Yep. We had a VIC 20. That was my first computer. Do you remember the VIC 20? That came before the 64.
Yeah, I did. I cannot think of what my first computer was myself.
It used an audio cassette for storage. We didn't have a disk drive. It was audio cassettes. Magnetic audio cassette.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Yep. My first game I played on it was Turtle.
First game I played was called Jumpman.
This is Turtle where you have a little triangle and you have to program it to go in what direction, how many spaces. Do you remember that game?
I don't know that game. But I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
I played the Star Trek game that my grandfather had. It was this old kind of black and white one, and you had to use the keyboard to move yourself to different parts of whatever area. And if you were fighting against the Klingons, you could use your phasers, and that'd be fine. They would hit the direction. But if you used your photon torpedoes, you had to get, you had to figure out the angle. It had to be grid 8, but not just grid 8, grid 8.2 or grid 8.5. Sometimes I'd just run up to them and be like, boom.
Dodge this,
like,
motherfucker.
okay, I just need to move.
Dodge this, motherfucker. Yep. Yep. I know what you're talking about.
I accidentally fired a torpedo at Starbase and at a Starbase and blew it up. You get this thing. It's like Starfleet has reviewed what you just did, the incident, and can find you to court martial. And then you just continue the game.
Yep.
Well, guys, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a second to plug anything if they want to plug anything, because I didn't realize it's 3 minutes till top of the hour, and I got to make sure to stay on top of the schedule today. So I will go through the docket here. LDG, do you have anything you want to plug today?
Well, I'm pretty much going to be working today. Got a lot to do, a lot on my plate. Clear the table. You can find me in the backstage, the underground, freethenet.org/underground. Want to come hang out? Thank you very much. Always an honor to be here.
Thank you, LDG. Always appreciate it. NB Geek, anything you want to plug today?
I'm thinking about actually doing my thoughts on Phase 4, but I'm not gonna like rip off Critical Drinker. I'm just like, I was thinking about it. I was like, I have some interesting thoughts because this thing is like just a bloody mess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm gonna research that, do some things, and then probably do like a quick 10-minute video of that and upload that at some point. Like I said, I gotta be in the mood to really, want to put a video together.
I understand. Cool beans. Alrighty. BK Dan, anything you'd like to plug for today?
No, follower. Sorry, I'm not a leader.
Hey, I'm just throwing it out there. Always like to be
Thank
fair
you.
and equal. Yeah, no
Thank
problem. Then finally,
Don't forget Risk Friday.
Oh yeah, we have that all set up. I'll be announcing that. Usual stream channels or schedule of streams this week. And finally, Berto Prey, do you have anything you'd like to plug for today?
He might be busy.
That's okay. Well, I'll give him a chance before I sign off. But to plug myself, usual live streams this week, as always, at 7 a.m. And as ND said, Friday's Risk. And of course, usual ring of videos. I am a little bit behind on uploading videos, so I'm going to try and take some time the next day or two and hopefully catch up on a little bit of that. So, but with that, I will check in with Bird one last time before we sign off. Bird, do you happen to be there?
I am now. Thank you.
Okay. Anything you care to plug for today, friend?
4 p.m. Eastern, we have Bed Life. It's National Ding-a-ling Day. So we're going to talk about ding-a-ling.
Go for it, Captain. Say it.
My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. That's enough, young man.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same.
But it's Captain's channel. I was going to let him take it.
Yeah. No. I understand it.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that popped into my head too.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. So 4 p.m. Eastern, I'll be sure to be there. So, all right, everybody. Thank you all for being up here. Thank you all for hanging out with me for the hour. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a great day ahead of you and a great week as well.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
Right.
Have a good one, everybody. This is Captain MKG signing off. Take care. Okay.